Hello, everyone. It's Red Lizard here. This is going to be the first episode of Storyteller. In Storyteller, I'm gonna tell everyone where I've traveled before and what it's like in the place that I've traveled before. Let's get started. First episode, Mount Everest, Qomolama. Qomolama is simply the highest mountain ever in the world. It's called Qomolama, which means that it is very high. In Tibet, every mountain is very high, but Qomolama is one of the highest. A lot of hikers came to Qomolama because they want to have a record on their hands. Qomolama it's about 8,434 meters on top of elevation. That means that you can hardly breathe on top of Qomolama. It's never easy to get onto Qomolama and start hiking. It is also very, very cold. The seasons that you hike is usually September and October, because before that it's a little too warm and the snow will come down, and if you make a camp that time, you'll be buried alive with snows. And there's 3 camps. The first camp, I went there. It was 5,200 above the elevation. You could also hardly breathe there. It's the first camp. Hikers camp there and wait until they get used to the elevations. Then hikers go up to the second camp, which is about 6,000 elevation above. And they have to get used to the elevation again. Then they get to the third. The third camp is almost 7,000 above the elevation. They have to get used to it again. And in the end, they climb onto 8,434 elevation. But you can only say that you've had to go to the top of Qomolama after you calm down. It's never easy. In China, there's a word that we call. It's easy to get up, but it's hard to get down. It's for that too. Some hikers died in Qomolama because they're losing air and they don't know how to rest. You have to bring oxygen pack with you to be able to survive in Tibet. Tibet is a very high place. The general height is 3,000 above the elevation. That meant that if you jump and ran for like 10 seconds, you'll be hardly breathing. So, you don't want to have a hard time breathing, then bring an oxygen pack. And bring those big ones. Those small ones doesn't do anything. In Tibet, people are very nice to you. But there's one thing that you have to be careful in Tibet. There's a lot of religions in Tibet, and you don't want to interrupt one of their religions. So be careful what you're talking about. And when other people are talking about their religions, don't interrupt them. That might make them mad. Also, in Tibet, never try to run into a store or run into some place far away. You will have a hard time breathing. And you won't just get a hard time breathing, you'll also feel very clumsy. People even die with clumsiness because they're losing air too much. One of my uncles had a friend at Tibet, and that friend had a cold. And you don't want to have a cold because you're okay, guys. This is very scary. Listen to this. My uncle's friend died on one night because of a cold. One night. The cold is very scary. Your body have a hard time breathing. And if you have a cold, you also have a hard time breathing. So then you get no more oxygen. That's how you die. So be aware of your situation. Do not get a cold. Also, try to stay away from the little kids. This is also very scary. There are kids that steals people's stuffs. In Tibet, people are not that rich. A lot of them are poor. I've saw those bandits before. They took people's stuff, they try to take their candy, their money, their bag, everything that they have. So in generally, Tibet is a very beautiful place, but always remember safety first.